Good evening, yoga students. This is a class for Aries energy. I would like the technology to be better, and it will in time, but we are facing difficult times, so I'm doing the best I can with what I have access to. So we're working with the energy of Aries. It will be a shorter class, probably 30 minutes at the maximum. So let's start with what we normally do is we have a stretch, we have some breathing, we have some postures, and we have some relaxation. So that's what I'm going to deliver to you tonight. It won't be the same length of time in each little section, but you can do it again if you want to, or make it longer. So let's start by stretching up, stretching tall. Stretch, stretch, stretch tall on your tippy toes if you can. Stretch tall, and now take your feet as wide apart as possible and your arms out at shoulder height, and really feel the spaces between your shoulder blades. Hold that there for a moment, and then bring your body forward, hinging from the hips so that you're in tabletop. Your spine is parallel to the ground. And hold that position for a moment, feeling the stretch where you feel the stretch in your body. And then gently allow your arms and head to just fall to the ground, allowing gravity to pull them towards the ground. Again, feel what your body feels. And then gently raise the body up and roll the shoulders up and back and down and forward and up and back and down and forward and up, back and down. And bring your feet together and give it all a shake. And let's stretch up once more. So see if we can find a bit more space between the vertebra in the spine, making a bit more space in the soft tissues of the body, stretching tall on your tippy toes, and then taking your feet out as wide apart as possible. Again, arms out at shoulder height. Hold that posture for a minute, really stretching out. And once more, come down into tabletop so that the spine is parallel with the floor. Arms still quite dynamic for a moment. And then allow the arms to drop towards the floor. Take your hands on your elbows and gently rock backwards and forwards. Backwards and forwards. Rock your elbows backwards and forwards. As you're rocking backwards and forwards, rock to the right side, towards your right knee, and back to the center, and towards your left knee, and back to the center, and very gently allow your arms to flop, and once more roll the body up, very gently. And this time take the shoulders back and up and forward and down, and back and up and forward and down, back and up and forward and down. Bring your feet in together and shake it all out. Okay, a little stretch for the spines. We're going to do Trikonasana tonight. So taking your feet nice and wide apart once more, and raising your arms up to shoulder height, breathing in. As you breathe out, take your right hand down to your right side, stretching that left arm up and looking at that left arm. Keep your body in a straight plane as if it were a piece of toast. Trikonasana, three-angle posture. Can you feel the spaces in the right side, in the left side of your body as you stretch tall, looking at that left hand. Now looking down at your right hand, breathing in, raise, take the arms to shoulder height and gently release. And once more, breathing in. And as you breathe out, take it to the left side. Take your left hand to the left leg and look up at your right hand. Again, keep the body in a flat plane like a piece of toast. Really stretch that right arm up so you can feel the stretch in the ribs. And now looking down at your left hand, breathing in, take both arms to shoulder height. And then release the breath. We'll come down onto the floor. And we'll work with humming bee breath. Some of you may have done this before, but this works really well on the head. We're working with Aries, remember? So the humming bee breath is meant to quiet the mind, relax you. And so we start by sitting in a nice comfortable position, whatever's comfortable for you. Thumbs on the lobe, on the little wedge of your ear. So you're going to block your ear and just have your fingers resting gently on your forehead. You're going to breathe in a full yoga breath. And then as you let it out, you're going to let it out through your nose and hum as you do so. We're going to do 5 breaths like this. So just come along with me. It sounds a bit funny, it looks a bit funny, feels a bit funny, but I promise you it feels really good at the end. So breathing in a full yoga breath. And hum. More, next one. Two more. Last one. Release your hands, sitting up straight. Just allow your arms to be relaxed. Close your eyes and just be in that space for a moment and feel what you feel in your body. we're working with Aries energy. We're working with the organs of the head in particular. So we're just going to do a couple of little exercises on the face. So with the face and the eyes and the ears. Okay, so scrunch your face up really tightly. And release. 2 more times. Scrunch it up, squeeze the eyes. And release. And 1 more. Scrunch up your face. And release. Now pull the lobes of your ears down, pinch them 3 times. And now 3 times pinch the middle part of your ear. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And now the top part. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And finally your eyes. So open your eyes wide and look up and look down. And look up and look down. Look up and look down. Bring them back to center. Now look to your right and now to your left. To your right and to your left. To your right, to your left. Blink your eyes. Now those little exercises you can do anytime. You don't have to wait for me to show you how to do those. They'll just help you be a little centered in your head. Pardon me. So we're now going to do a mudra, which all of you have, well, many of you have done. So this will be a mudra followed by 3 postures and some relaxation. Maybe 4 postures. 4 finger and thumb together, straight fingers, hands over the knees. If you haven't done a mudra before, there is a video on YouTube with the explanation. So now take your awareness to that space inside of you that is who you really are. And now breathing in, triangle. Raise your arms up to shoulder height. Gently bend the elbows and the wrists, palms facing out. Hold the breath there for a moment. And leaning forward, breathing out, crossing the wrists behind the lower back and bowing for this first time in respect for yourself and all that you've come to be. Bow in respect for yourself. And breathing in, head up, arms up to shoulder height, gently bend the elbows and the wrists, palms facing out. And release the breath. Take your arms back to start position. And once more, breathing in, make a triangle on the floor, arms up to shoulder height, gently bend the elbows and the wrists. Breathing out, leaning forward, crossing the wrists behind the lower back and bowing the second time for the others in your lives. There may not be too many at the minute, but bow in respect for the others with whom you spend much time. Breathing in, head up, arms up to shoulder height. And release. One last time, breathing in, triangle, arms up to shoulder height. Hold the breath for a moment. Leaning forward, breathing out.
crossing the wrists behind the lower back, and bowing in respect for Mother Earth, who at the moment is trying to breathe, is catching her breath. Bow in respect for Mother Earth. And breathing in, head up, arms up to shoulder height, gently bend the elbows and the wrists, palms facing out. Release the breath. Release the hands. Allow your elbows to sit in your hips for just a moment. Close your eyes and just be in that space for a moment. Blink, blink, blink the eyes open. Release your legs. Point. Take back. Point and back. Point and back. Point and back. Rotate your feet. And the other way. And we're going to work with the wedge to balance your emotional energy. So lie yourselves on the floor. Raise your knees up to your chest. Hands on your knees, fingers facing in. Take your hands down to your ankles. Place your feet next to your buttocks on the floor. Release your hands. Raise your abdomen towards the ceiling. Clasp your hands together underneath your body. Pinch your elbows and your shoulders together. Come up onto your toes. And now support your back with your hands and breathing fully into that abdominal space. 3 full breaths. Release your hands, your feet. Allow your spine to take you back onto the floor. Hug your knees to your chest and round and ease and soften your back. The space between the postures is just as important as the postures themselves, so it's a little space to allow you to breathe, to allow the body to adjust. So now lying flat on the ground, bring your feet together, hands either in prayer position over your heart or behind the small of your back, and sit yourself up. And legs out in front. I'm just going to go a bit of an angle so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to work with your creativity, your heart, and your head. We're in Aries, so we want to be creative with our heart and our head. So working with Paschimottanasana, Bhujangasana, and Nagasana tonight. So bring the flap out if you have any. Really work on our creativity here in our gonads. Hands by your sides, fingers facing in. Focus on your creativity. Breathing in, stretching tall. Hinging from the hips, keeping the back perfectly straight. Come forward, dropping the hands where they will fall on the lower legs. Point the toes to the ceiling. Breathing in and pushing that heart closer to the knees, keeping your back straight, creating a lovely squeeze in your creative glands. Understanding that you're creating new cells to keep the body healthy and well, particularly for your skeletal structure. You're balancing the reproductive process of your body, and you're stimulating your creativity for making a way forward in this challenging world we find ourselves in at the moment. And so Paschimottanasana, creative power posture. Stretching your hands forward towards your toes, stretching the arms tall and up, breathing in and breathing out, and gathering the knees and just balancing on your haunches for a moment. So now let's work with Bhujangasana. So come down onto your tummies. I'm just trying to position myself so you can see me. And take your focus to your heart, your center of love, and your center for immunity. So tuck your elbows into your rib cage on the ground, hands next to your shoulders, forehead on the ground. Breathing in, raise the head up and the torso up. Shoulders well away from the ears. Focus on the heart. Your love center. The thymus gland is there to protect us from viruses and bacteria and any other nasties that are going around. So stimulating your defense mechanisms. And love. Love yourself. You love yourself, it emanates out to other people as well. Bhujangasana, the cobra. And very gently allow the abdomen to come back to the ground. And then the chest. And finally the forehead back on the floor. Turn the head to one side and just give in. And then coming up into your hands and knees, making sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. We're going to work with Nagasana, the elephant, to finish off. Nagasana works with the organs of the head. So we're in Aries energy. We really are wanting to stimulate the brain and our perceptions and our ability to make sensible decisions. So taking your focus to your head, tuck your toes under, raise your hips towards the ceiling. Take your feet out a little bit and push your head, allow your head to drape back between your shoulders, pushing on your hands. Push on your hands, allow your head to drape between your shoulders, nice and loosely like the trunk of an elephant. And be aware of your eyes and your ears. Be aware of your brain and the pineal and pituitary glands, which are the major endocrine glands of the body in the brain, directing the way that you lead your life. Now looking up towards your hands, bring your feet slightly close together, drop your knees back to the ground and tuck your toes. Sit back towards your heels, make fists with your hands and put your forehead on your fists, allowing the circulation between your head and your hands, your head and your heart to come back to normal. And when you're ready, sitting up, shrugging your shoulders, stretching the head up and dropping it back, bringing the chin forward onto the chest and taking the chin from side to side across the chest, just a couple of times. And back to the center. Raise the head up again and drop it back, and windscreen wipe the back of the neck in the same way. And back to center. Shrug your shoulders and lie yourselves beautifully onto the ground, and we will do some relaxation to anchor the work that you've done. So lie yourselves down. Legs should be nice and easy, feet flopped comfortably apart, arms lying by your sides, palms facing up, fingers lightly curled. Shrug your shoulders and allow your neck and head and shoulders to be comfortable. And just allow your body to relax into the rhythm of your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. If your mind wanders, as it may, bring your focus back to your breath. Gently breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Gently, very gently, bring your mind back to the present. Breathing a full yoga breath and sigh it out. And within your next inward breath, raise your arms above your head and give your body a beautiful stretch. And release. Roll over to your left side and stretch and arch the body to the left. Back onto your back. Onto your right side and stretch and arch your body to the right. Bring your knees up towards your chest. Push yourself up onto your knees. And come up to standing.
And gather that creative, mindful energy you've brought to yourself. And bring it to your heart. And have a wonderful few days. Till the next class. Thank you for joining me.